Hi, my name is Eric, and today we're going to do a Detex ECL 230D replacement. Now the problem with this unit right here is there's a piece broken off that's connected to the latch assembly, so when you try to turn the key inside to arm the unit, it just makes it sound off completely, and it doesn't do anything. So we're going to go ahead and replace this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the original cover cylinder key, marked DT015. You can actually see it on the code right there on the lock cylinder face. So what we do is we put our key in and rotate it counterclockwise until this cylinder pops out like so. Then we go ahead and try to finagle this cover off. Sometimes it's a real pain in the butt, but this one actually came off a little easy. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to take this little clip off right here so we can get the arm off of the panic bar, just so we can actually see what we're doing a little bit. And it's going to be a little difficult for me today. There we go. And then you can just slide this pin, remove this part completely, get it out of the way. Okay, you can take the spring off. Now one thing I usually do, I usually reuse these pieces here, especially if they're in like new condition. Reason being is, I'll show you once I pull this off, if the manager's not available, and didn't leave a key with you to test the unit. The reason I leave these on is so I don't have to go chase down the manager looking for their key, because you need to rotate this cam right here with a working key to get access to this screw right here. I'll show you. So you need to keep the key in there to unscrew this one. You can do one side but not the other side. So we're going to go ahead and reuse this. It seems to be in good working shape. Usually you can tell just by turning the key around a few times. If you hear any scraping or feel any scraping right here, good practice to replace this piece. So we're going to go ahead and reuse this. So we'll set this aside right here. And the screws we're just going to leave right behind here. A little clip is useless. So now we're going to start by taking the battery out, so the unit doesn't sound off in your ear when you're working on it. Take off the 4 mounting screws here. And this is not an actual installation. This is just a mock-up door that I use for doing training videos. So I apologize if there's no strike attached on a door frame or a door frame anywhere in the vicinity. So we'll take these 4 screws out. I always leave one in the top, just because gravity will want to take this unit and make it fall off the door and almost hit you. So always leave one in the top. See what I mean? So go ahead and pull this last one off. Okay. Now this unit, history. Now I usually leave the mounting plates on the door. This mounting plate has no rust whatsoever on it, so it's not going to affect the operation of the lock. So we're going to go ahead and open this brand new unit. Now what I do is I take all the pieces out. Rid of that. The arm. And then I throw all the old parts inside. Stay straight there. Nothing gets confused. Set that aside. Okay. So the new unit is a different cylinder number, so it's DT018. So we can get rid of 015, put that in the box. Now if the client did want to reuse that cylinder from the old lock, we can go ahead and remove the cylinder from the old lock and put it in this one right here. That's not a problem. That's actually a couple minutes to do. So we're going to unscrew this because it has the back plate attached to it. I don't know why they do that, but that's how the manufacturer operates. It's this back plate. There's already one on the door. We're just going to put this in the box. Keep the keys here. Okay. Now this piece we're going to remove because we're going to reuse the store's existing one. practice to do this while it's off the door. It's kind of a pain in the butt to put these pieces on while it's on the door. Okay, now we're pretty much almost halfway done. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put this right on the door. It only goes one way. Now if this plate was mounted this way for an opposite swing door, you would mount it this way. But in this case, it actually gets mounted this way. Before we do that, take the screws out of the package because that's not going to stay up there by itself. This you can get rid of because that was from the new unit and we were using from the old one. Put all of our keys here. We're not going to be mounting any door strikes, so I'm just going to remove that from the equation. Leave the battery here. Don't need the operator's manual. Okay. Most of the parts in that bag you're not going to be using for something like this. Okay, and I always do the top one first. This way here can actually get held to the door. Screwdriver would ever go in. Now let the door do the rest. Make sure to put all 4 screws in. I've seen installations where only 2 screws were actually installed. And what happens is it puts a lot of pressure either at this point or this point down here, and it makes it so the unit's not going to secure properly, and it will give problems in the future. So be sure that all the screws are actually installed. It needs at least 4. It has mounting points for I think 8 or 9, but you don't need to put that many in there. On a wooden door I would, but you don't usually see these on wooden doors. At least hollow wooden doors, you don't see them on. Okay, so that's nice and good. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and connect our battery. Try to at least. And then this just tucks right here in this little clip. Make sure not to pinch any of the wires, because if you do, then you're going to have issues with the device. This stays just like this. Make sure the cover doesn't pinch against it. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put the arm assembly on. Now you're going to remove one of these clips. So we're going to pop one of these off. Make sure you don't lose it. Just put it down right there. Take the pin out. Now this hole, recessed hole right here, I already know that this is going to go this way, just like this. Now the reason I know that is because this spring goes right here, and this is actually, I just dropped the spring. This spring goes right here, and then this goes right into it just like that. So we're going to go ahead and we'll leave the spring off right now because it wants to constantly fall off. So I usually just do it just like this. Put the little clip in right here, a little C-clip. Make sure not to lose it. I've seen installs where this clip is missing completely at the bottom. I mean, it won't really do anything, but it'll kind of make the arm flop around a little bit. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put our cover on. Now the cover, it only goes one way. It's going to go like this. So you have to feed this arm right through this hole right here and just leave it hanging a little bit just like that. Because the next one we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put this paddle piece on. So when you push this arm over, it's going to go just like that. So we're going to go ahead and get some screws. Now the 2 screws for that are, they're through bolted. So here's the female piece and here's the male pieces. The rest of these parts are not going to be used. Go ahead and throw them in the box. Throw them in the package, throw them in the box, get rid of it. We're going to go ahead and put this on next. Put the spring on last because they like to fall off. Now I always put the female end on the inside so nobody can tamper with the unit and try to remove the paddle, which I don't know why anybody would want to remove the paddle, but you know, I've seen strange things. I'm the buttery fingers today. There we go. Get one of them started and put the other one in, and then tighten them up. Okay, go ahead and tighten these up. Okay, next thing we're going to do, put our spring on. And be very careful when putting this cover on because that spring will try to pop off. So I like to do it this way first. Make sure the cylinder is all the way through. Push down a little bit. Try to get that bracket in and then lock it in place just like that. The spring is still good. And we take our cover cylinder key and we go ahead and try to tighten this box up. Just like that. Now don't over tighten it because you will break the key off inside and then you're going to have us come out and try to remove it for you. So this unit is currently working properly now. We're going to go ahead and turn the key 360 degrees. The bolt comes out completely. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave the key in here because I'm going to go ahead and test it and make sure that the unit sounds off, which it does. And then just rearm it by, well, disarm it by rearming it. But you can, when it's sounding off, you can either rearm it and make the bolt come out, or you can go counterclockwise once and then, you know, silence the alarm and then, you know, turn it clockwise again and rearm the unit. So that's pretty much it. That's how to install a Detex ECL 230D. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you very much.